Welcome back to the Nancy Unfiltered, the show where we pull apart the things you thought you healed from and ask, did you actually? I hope you guys had a Merry Christmas. It has been a amazing year with amazing holidays and an absolutely terrific, fantastic Christmas I had at least. Hope you guys Christmas was good. But let's see here. Tonight we're gonna go deep. Not celebrity drama, not political stunts. We're going into you, your heart, your patterns. There's some things called attachment wounds that I want to be able to give you some information about to know what your attachment style is to help you understand yourself better. Your attachment wounds that you pretend you don't have, but your last two relationships exploded violently. Because tonight is about why the way you love you do, even when it hurts. So, what the hell are attachment styles really? People think an attachment style is just a personality quiz. Well, no. Attachment styles are your emotional survival system coded into you before you even had permanent teeth. Let's break them down into raw and simple terms. There is the first anxious style, or first attachment style, which is called the anxious attachment style. You crave closeness, but fear abandonment. You overanalyze texts. You replay conversations at 2 a.m. in the morning. You're not needy. You were taught that love is unpredictable growing up. There's also an attachment style called the avoidant attachment style. You act independent. You say, I don't need anyone. You disappear emotionally when things get intimate. You're not cold. You were taught that emotional closeness is dangerous. Then there's the disorganized attachment. You crave love and fear and at the same time. You crave love and fear and at the same time. Your childhood taught you that the same person who loves you can hurt you can hurt you. Your body becomes a battlefield. Secure attachment style is the last one we're going to talk about today. We don't talk about them. They're fine. Good for them. Well, we're here for the damage group chat. The overthinkers, the shutdowners, the runners, the fixers, the ones who love too much, or not at all. How childhood builds your adult relationship problems because it just does. Your attachment style can come from the way your parents argued, whether your emotional needs were noticed, whether love was consistent or chaotic, whether safety even existed or neglect even, whether your caretakers were your protectors or your threat, or both at the same time with that inconsistency. We didn't become anxious or avoidant or disorganized. We adapted to survive. If you had a parent whose love depended on your behavior, you learned to perform. If you had a parent whose love depended on your behavior, you learned to perform. If you had a parent who shut down emotionally, you learned to not ask for anything. If you had a parent who was unpredictable, you learned to walk on eggshells. And if you had a parent who was both loving and frightening, you become disorganized. This is not your fault, though. Don't ever think it is. But it does become your responsibility. There's also something called the drama triangle and why you keep playing the roles. Survival roles, basically, and how it doesn't help you in the future when you become an adult and you're not in that same situation. The drama triangle is a script your childhood gave you. Victim, hero, villain. We cycle through them endlessly. The victim says, I always get hurt. I can't win. I'm unlovable. You just feel powerless. And the hero, who is the rescuer, says, I'll fix them. I can save them. I'll carry everyone's burdens. I'll fix this boyfriend because I'm a fixer upper and he needs help. You basically avoid your own pain by solving others' problems. Then there's the villain or the persecutor. This is your fault. You made me act this way. You did. You attack because vulnerability feels unsafe. Now, people with attachment trauma often rotate through all three roles in one argument. If you ever said, I'm the problem and the solution and the victim, congratulations. You've been living the drama triangle your whole freaking life. Okay? So, look here. Why am I like this, though? Because I understand it's got to be difficult and hard to keep on living like this because if you're not in the same situation, you're going to just screw yourself over. So, let me do a Q&A with myself because these are the questions I know you're thinking. So, why do I chase people who barely want me? Because inconsistent love feels familiar. Your nervous system mistakes anxiety for connection. Why do I push away people who are good for me? Because stability feels suspicious. You don't trust what you didn't grow up with. Question number 3 would be, why do I get overwhelmed and shut down? I've been told I disappear. Because vulnerability once got you hurt. You freeze response and your freeze response is your inner child yelling, silence keeps us safe. Question 4, why do I keep attracting toxic freaking partners? Because your unhealed patterns are choosing for you. Your wounds swipe right before you do. Question number 5, can I fix my attachment style though? Yes, but not by finding the right partner. You fix it by learning how to calm your nervous system when love feels unfamiliar or boring even. That chaotic lifestyle is not love. That inconsistency is not love. And here's how you break the pattern. Name the pattern out loud. Anxious. I'm spiraling because I feel abandoned or avoidant. I'm shutting down because I'm scared of intimacy. Disorganized. I'm triggered and I can't tell if I want closeness or distance. Naming it stops the autopilot. And then the second thing you need to do is build earned security, not through a partner, through behaviors, though. Set boundaries, follow through, learn to self soothe, communicate clearly, be emotionally consistent. You become the safe person you were never given, but you can do that for yourself. And then number 3, stop recognizing or villainizing people. No more drama triangle, though. If you feel like a victim, instead take accountability. If you feel like a hero, mind your own emotional business, like the rescuer. If you feel like a villain, where you're like rah, 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 perpetrator, blame it on other people, apologize and regulate before reacting. Number 4, learn to tolerate healthy love. For some of you, love feels boring if it's not chaotic. Stability is not dry, it's just unfamiliar. Number 5, reparent yourself. Validate your emotions, hold yourself accountable, give yourself the security that you have always needed and can get again for yourself, can get. Don't abandon yourself the way others did. Healing is just choosing to not repeat the past. If tonight hit you deep, good. You needed it. The truth will set you free. Your adult relationships aren't broken, they're patterned. And the moment you understand the pattern, you become free from it. I'll see you in the next episode. Same chair, same truth, same unfiltered you. This is Nancy out with the Nancy Nightly News.